Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Charlie Kirk, and it's titled I almost feel bad for telling them the truth. You guys, I'm excited for this, and without much ado, let's see what Charlie Kirk has for us in this video.
Okay, so one thing I want to start off with is, why does your opinion trump over any other people's opinion?
Right, so do you believe that there is a truth out there?
Everything is subjective, but there is a right or wrong morally, especially when you're in a cultured society that is based off a set of standards and norms that we act on and we act as.
So everything is subjective. So is it objectively true you and I are having a conversation right now?
Yes.
So that's not subjective then. So not everything is subjective.
So why do you believe morals?
Okay.
Right, so something is objective.
Yes, but why do you believe your subjective opinion trumps over other people's opinion?
Right. Well, let me ask you another question. I'll tell you, I will answer.
Please don't interrupt me. Let me finish my sentence. I do not want to hear it. You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
What is right or wrong?
Okay, is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well, then abortion should
Not
be
in
illegal.
every case.
Answer to question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and conception.
But to me, a
forming
human would be someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world.
Well,
To
guess
you,
what? You're wrong. So
but
that's
no,
fine.
you're wrong, because I think that's right and you think that's
Prove
right.
me. Prove it wrong.
What constitutes a human being? What is the definition of a human being?
The creation of DNA that will never exist again, and a soul goes into that moment. I don't expect you guys.
What's a soul?
A soul?
What's a soul?
What is a soul?
What is a soul?
The eternal, indistinguishable, let's just say, non-visible being of your existence.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anything is eternal.
And that does not make yours
Yeah, you
Hold on a second. Here's the thing. At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your truth doesn't matter. That's still a truth
You've had
claim.
your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades.
Not thousands. Whatever. That's a little embarrassing. But your truth has been the narrative of this country forever.
And
you think
Roe versus Wade just got repealed. Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
And before the 40 years, what was
and crime dropped?
Thankfully, illegal
40% after it went.
on top of that,
wait, hold on. Do you think abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Women.
Black people. Is that so? Are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is not
okay.
You know blacks have 45% of the
I would suggest using African American.
blacks. What?
That's crazy.
Sir, that's a leading question. Sir, that's a leading question.
You guys can come up and talk if you want. Yeah, it's 95 degrees out here, man. So, yes, sir.
That's a racist.
No, you're the racist. You're the says that abortion lowers crime rates and blacks have the most abortions in the country. Yes.
You guys, what are your thoughts on this video? The truth is what is right and what is wrong is the lie. And since Charlie Kirk is always saying what is right, then he is definitely telling the truth. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
Not name calling. Wait, is it not Black Lives Matter or is it African American Lives Matter?
It's both.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was BLM, so I say blacks. Okay.
He was just okay, not too much, Andrew. Do you believe that you have some sort of privilege that skews your view on other people's lives? Because personally, I don't believe you could step in my shoes as a black woman and relate and understand the things. So I feel like it's not fair for you to choose what I get to do with my life because I'm a black woman in a white society.
What does being black have to do with truth?
Because there are different things that we experience,
Like what?
and my truth might not be your
What,
truth.
did you get into college easier than I do?
What?
Affirmative action.
Yes, you get jobs and internships that white kids don't get.
Oh, poor white people.
You have entire movements dedicated to your race.
We're so
Okay.
Sir, do you remember the
Those movements are to get riots. You're crazy. Okay,
So,
salt.
do you not believe in racism?
Of course racism exists. The Democrat Party is still alive and well.
Do you think people are racist against white people?
All the time. All the time.
That's his definition.
Affirmative
of
action is racism against white people. Yes.
Okay.
And Asians as well.
And Asians, that's right.
So I do have a question in that sense. If affirmative action is racism, why are most colleges predominantly white?
Why are they most predominantly white?
Why are most colleges, public colleges, are predominantly white? I'm talking to you.
We're a majority white country. You realize that, right? So colleges are the depiction of the nation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, blacks on campus are disproportionate more than their population in certain areas, in certain campuses, than their population because of affirmative action.
In HBCUs? Is that what
Certain
you're
campuses.
Are you talking about HBCUs?
So, but let me just ask a more broad philosophical question. Why does skin color matter at all? Why should we care about it?
Because of the society we live in. Because of the society.
no.
You're dismissing anything that has ever happened to someone of color.
Let me ask you a
by
question.
saying that.
What can you do, or what can I do that you can't do? What law?
Explain how
Affirmative action is lowering of test standards and quota for a quota.
You're an idiot.
No, it's not. It's the way it works.
I'm gonna tell you how it works.
Yeah, it's the way it works. I'm not going to entertain fallacies.
No, you won't entertain me because I.
Just let him talk. We have to hear your
It's fine.
Why does skin color matter?
Let him talk. Well, don't
I
call him an idiot.
believe skin color matters
He's being
because of the
respectful.
society
He's not
we
being
are
respectful.
in.
Do you know how
And I
this
guess
shit
it goes
works? It's
into
called
critical
white.
race theory.
Removing
Yes, it
white
is.
Because of the
disrespectful.
society we have
I'll
lived
do it
in,
too.
race is a factor. If from the beginning of time race wasn't a factor, and there was never anybody who was oppressed because of their race, I feel like it would not play a part in anything that we do. But because literally less.
Oh, it's your Charlie.
They were interrupting you. I was.
Do you believe on black crime?
Do I believe in black on black crime?
Yeah.
It's abundant.
Explain, please.
Yeah, it's the number one cause of death in many black communities. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
He is right.
Okay.
So back to our previous argument that was interrupted. So in the sense of what, like I was saying, you don't believe like because of the history and because races have been oppressed, you don't believe like race plays a part in things, and you don't believe like.
no, that's not true. No. So, do you know who Thomas Sowell is?
You guys, what are your thoughts on this video? Do you think race plays a part in someone being successful or how they eventually live their life? Let me know in the comment section down below, because this is getting more and more interesting and I'm so here for it. Leave your thoughts and let's continue watching, you guys.
You know who Thomas Sowell is?
No.
I really encourage you to look. Thomas Sowell's great. He's one of the best black economists of the 20th century. Grew up in Harlem, and he's done the best research in the 1940s, 1950s, and 60s black community. And essentially, his argument is that black America was experiencing a renaissance in the 50s and 60s, despite discrimination. Yes. Now, the one part that I would agree with.
But however, it's not the black community as a whole; it's Harlem's black community.
There's Chicago too, but let's pretend you're right, okay? The one argument that I would agree with, and I'm against systemic racism arguments, the one that I would say, you know what, there was something very wrong, is when Democrat Lyndon Baines Johnson came in and destroyed the black nuclear family. If there was one part where I could say, you know what, that was unjust and that has to be undone, it's when Lyndon Baines Johnson went in through the Great Society program with the intent to destroy the black nuclear family.
Okay. So in that sense, do you believe the war on drugs also played a part? Or
Not
do you not
really.
believe in the war on drugs?
Well, look, I mean, I believe we should be very harsh on drugs, but I think I would give some merit to the argument of some government agencies peddling cocaine in the inner cities. There is evidence to show that. I'm not going to debate it. Do I think it has so for example, like there's one number that I'm fascinated with, right? Single motherhood in the black community was about 28% in 1945. Okay? Now it's around 65 to 70%. Why? Are we more racist than we were in 1945?
No.
Okay. So then what happened?
The war on drugs.
Okay,
the
fair
war
enough.
on drugs. The demolishing the nuclear family in a sense.
Right,
And
we
I
agree.
believe due to the history that's happened, racism is still very prevalent in a lot of the a lot of the systems that are in America, correct?
Yeah. So no, of course not. But I was actually caught by your shirt. You know, Malcolm X was super pro-life.
Yes.
I think Malcolm X could teach a lot of the black movement something, because more so than Martin Luther King, because Malcolm X, I'm getting there. Malcolm X, some people don't describe him correctly as being violent, right? That was a very small part of his literature. He was very big on trying to get black America to succeed despite the white liberal.
Yes.
And
Not the white liberal.
He did say white liberal. Oh, you go look up the Malcolm X white liberal quote. And so I think that's interesting. Just think about it. Go look up Malcolm X warned against white liberals owning black America for their own gain, which is exactly what BLM is.
Okay, so back to my initial point. Back to my initial point. You don't believe that my truth can be different than yours, specifically based on race.
Experiences can be different, but there is always a truth. I'll give you an example. We all might have 5 different opinions of a car crash, right? But eventually a truth will be revealed of what really happened. Does that make sense?
So you believe that your truth is the truth that you have found yourself is the ultimate truth?
I would hope so. Yeah.
Super.
And I'm willing to learn.
And then make America great again.
Otherwise, I mean, and I think Malcolm X could teach us a lot right now. Yes.
What do you think about like the 1960s and 70s militarization of the police? The shift in the police?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally very pro-police. What about the military? I mean, the question is what came first, and I honestly don't know the answer. Was it the rise in crime, or was it the police that went into the interview?
If you knew what you were talking about, you would know the ansher.
Yeah, it's not so clear. Because there was a massive crime wave in the early 1970s in New York, where a lot of New Yorkers demanded more police with heavier weaponry and the ability to enforce the law.
And post-militarization of the police, crime went up.
And then it went down in the 80s. Violent crime went big time down.
Well, let's talk about the 10 years right after. What happened there? What do you think happened?
So you're drawing a correlation between police officers being militarized and more people committing crimes.
Over militarization of the police, yes.
Why?
Not exactly more people committing crimes, more people being arrested for crimes
and
put into jail over minor
Yeah, I mean,
crimes.
I can't disagree with that.
The prison system, I mean, we account for...
Yeah, I mean, why do people go to prison, right? Because they commit crimes, so...
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one from Charlie Kirk, and I'm so glad that Charlie Kirk main focus is on this college case, because who better to educate the future generation than Charlie Kirk? Because if you really want the country to be better, you have to start from the younger generation who are currently in colleges right now, because they are the future of the America of tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Who do you agree with? Do you agree with the student, or you totally agree with Charlie Kirk on this particular one? I'm so glad that he keeps telling them the truth every single time, and I really enjoyed every minute of this video. If you guys enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.